Welcome back to another excellent episode of Jillin Off. I am one of your Jillers. I jilled off. I think I actually jilled off three times yesterday, one time today. Christina Walkinshaw with me as always.
Jen
Oh,
Murphy,
literally choking on my confession.
3 times yesterday. What was happening yesterday?
I don't know. I think it was sheer boredom. Do you ever like jill off because you're just like bored?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, that was all it was. It was just like I'm bored. I guess I'm gonna do it again.
And then you're like, well, I covered that 3 minutes.
I know, it's so true. Guys don't even know how swift we are by ourselves.
Well, I didn't used to be, but with that vibrator.
The vibrators, they just like they seal the deal so fast. Like it's over. So, I don't even know why I do it. You're right. It's over so fast. I'm
It's
like,
fun
what?
though. You could make it last if you want to. You could do a little foreplay, like kind of rub the vibrator on your belly button or something.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
What if you did so much foreplay, just rubbing it all over your body, down your legs?
You take the vibrator and you're like, I don't want to come this fast. I'm gonna like take it off of my body. I'm gonna like go and like fling it into the air like it's incense or something. I want to make my whole room smell like this. My bills.
If you're listening now, you really should follow us on Patreon because we're doing another one tonight, and it's a lot more than just what we say
Tonight's
here.
gonna be a hot Patreon.
So if you're a regular listener, go join our Patreon. We need money. We're babysitting. I'm doing
We are
paid audience
babysitting.
work at the
And if you
California.
listen to our Patreon tonight, you'll listen. You'll hear how bad some of my babysitting is. I'll
Oh
see
my
myself out in ambulance. It's not
I'm
funny.
doing paid audience work for $13 an hour.
Me and Jen are the most talented comedians of all time that still have some of the cheapest side hustles of all time.
Where did we go wrong?
Where did we?
I
mean,
can
think of like 8 ways.
list a million times I went wrong.
I know. I like it that we say, "Where did we go wrong?" and then we're immediately like, "Oh yeah, I know where."
Yeah, I know exactly where.
I know where.
At
Here,
least
there, here, there, here. I went wrong.
At
here.
least twice a year for the last 14 years, I've gone wrong.
So,
But not anymore.
yeah, but now we're business guys. Now we're like serious about our careers.
Yeah. I mean, we gotta wait, You can't spend your whole life being serious. You have to spend the first half goofing.
It'd be too exhausting if we were serious all the time.
Do you know? Oh, I wish Paul was here because I feel like he might know. And he's fine. I just told it. This is what I thought too, though. The what I came to also is I gotta stop. Part of these things are my fault, even with Brian. Like he made it 100% clear he just want to be a fuck buddy, and I gotta stop. You don't make plans with fuck. You know what I mean? That's a relationship. If you're trying to make plans with people,
Yeah.
like I just gotta stick to like just text. It's a last minute thing. Hey, you want to
Yeah.
come over right now? Something like that.
Yeah.
So part of this stuff is my fault.
Yeah.
You know, but
I mean, I don't want to say it's your fault, but
not my
I feel
fault.
like
But
there's a bit of a hypocrisy in my dating persona too, where it's like, I don't want a relationship, but also, with like open guy, I get really frustrated that he's just all about the sex. But
I know.
I'm also like, I don't want a relationship. Oh, but I'm grossed out that all you want is sex. Well, what the fuck is in between? Like, what am I looking for then? Like,
Well, but with him, he's way too sexual. That's not like a normal just fuck buddy.
he was texting me again tonight too, and I'm like, I wrote him back. I was like, nachos. I want nachos. I love it when somebody's like, now when he comes at me so sexually, I'm just like, I want to go out for not like,
Nachos.
yeah, I can't wait to like grab your naked body and be inside of you. I'm like, I can't wait to have nachos. I can't have nachos as a single woman, like alone. It's a very tragic situation. I can have sex alone, Actually, that it's literally easier for me to masturbate than it is for me to have a giant plate of nachos by myself. Does
Oh
that
my
make sense?
God.
It's easier for me to
Yes.
have sex by myself than it is to have nachos alone.
That is so funny. Okay, this is my new bit that I'm working. I just
Okay.
wrote it last night because playoffs are coming for baseball, so this is when I start watching. I haven't watched one game all season.
I mean, I'm already liking that as a premise.
It gets fun when it's the playoffs. I might have to stand. It's kind of an act out, so you won't be able to see me, but I want to do a.
But you're gonna put this on YouTube, right?
Yeah, but you'll have to see my whole body
So then go to Jen's YouTube, and then you have to watch the act
if
out.
I
of
do
the
it on
set.
stage, you'll have to see. When I do it on stage, it'll be like a body. Well, not really. Maybe my face. I just want to do. I was watching baseball, and they took the pitcher out. Like the manager goes up and because he wasn't doing very well, so they go up and they all walk up to the mound and tell him that
The relief pitcher. Am I
it
doing
was
the
the
terminology?
starting pitcher. So they were taking him out in the fourth inning because he wasn't doing well.
Whoa. And then they bring in the relief pitcher,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Then they bring in the relief. So the managers walk up to the mound, and the pitcher's like doesn't want to leave the game, so he's mad. I want to do a joke where I say, I really enjoy watching sports because I love watching grown men throw tantrums like little kids.
I love that. That's
Because
a
the
great
manager, not only does he have to tell him that he can't pitch anymore, he has to physically take the baseball out of his hand. Like, you can't have that baseball anymore. You're done. And then
That's
he
what
just,
I like about babysitting is I get to see men cry. I mean, sure they're 5, but like still it counts. Look at this fucking baby man crying. I'm gonna call him out on this when he's 40.
that's a new bit. You have so many new bits. I'm going to put them together for you. You have to do these on stage. That's so funny. You love watching men cry, even if they're 5.
You're like, oh, look at that little man crying. They got all of their tears out before the age of 10, and then they fucking give us shit when we're fucking 30 and crying. This bunch of bitches. You were crying you cried over nothing as a 5-year-old. You were like, oh my god, I just touched a chair. Like,
Christina, this is honestly hilarious.
oh, really? Is it? Okay.
Yes. It's funny. You just hijacked my new bit.
I didn't mean to hijack your new bit.
I don't care. I'm so glad my new bit gave you a new bit.
Yeah, I guarantee you that men
That's hilarious.
boys cried more as children than girls did.
No, that makes so much sense. Honestly, this is really gold. I'm not even kidding.
Okay, well,
'Cause
remind me. Don't let me forget this.
No, I'll make a clip.
So that joke I was working on. Has anybody ever slept with a guy with so many tattoos it feels like you're fucking a comic book?
I love that.
Right, I know. So that is always that gets a good laugh. There's people like literally like grabbing their bodies, being like, oh my God, this is like my boyfriend, right? Like, and there's guys in the crowd will be like, oh my God, that's my body. Like and then whatever. Then I always do kind of a bit of an act out where I'll be like, oh, we're just like trying to go down on a guy, but you're like really distracted. You're like, huh?
People don't laugh at that. I think it's hilarious.
Or maybe this act out gets a bit of a laugh. It's so like here's the thing. When you've been doing comedy for so long, you're like, so many bits get better laughs than a bit like this. This bit's getting enough laughs, but it's not like the best. Like it needs to be. It needs to be better.
Like a chuckle.
Yeah, it's getting chuckles. It's like, yeah, we get it, right? But it's like when you're like going down on a guy, we're like, you're so distracted. You're looking at the tattoos. And you're like, huh, and then you're like, so this is the new part of the bit because I think I've already done the other bit on another podcast. So whatever. If you didn't hear it, go back and listen. But we're like, huh? And then, when you have to ask the guy, you have to be like, what does this one mean? Oh, what does this one mean? And then all of a sudden you feel like you're shopping for crystals.
Have you ever been like out to dinner with just eating with somebody who starts crying, and then you're like,
is this your way of coming out to me, or
would it be disrespectful to take a bite right now? Like, I feel weird if they're crying and I just continue eating. Like,
that's really funny. You mean what's an appropriate time to take a bite out of your food when somebody's
Yeah, because I feel like so. I just sat there and I was like, I guess I shouldn't
Somebody's
eat.
pouring their heart out to you, and you're like, oh, oh, totally.
I'm glad you understand what I'm saying because it happened
I
to
think
me.
that's hilarious. At what point is it okay to chew during somebody's dramatic story?
It's probably even harder if it was nachos, like you, because then you have to. It's like you're just dipping in guacamole.
Guacamole. You're like, oh,
So good.
followers.
There's something I'm gonna bring up here, but then I think I'll do more of it on the Patreon.
Okay.
So
I know we got
listeners,
Patreon topic.
if you want to hear the rest of this story, if you want to see the act out, you're gonna have to go to Patreon. I'm just gonna say,
Sorry.
don't be sorry.
That was McDonald's.
I know. Have you ever had a guy jump up and down while he's inside of you?
I don't think so.
I didn't know what to do. It was so weird. It was very interesting.
He jumped up and down while he was. Are you sure it wasn't like a sexual move, or he was just like like pouncing?
No, it was jumping.
It was something else. Shit, no, I don't. I can't say I've seen that.
I was like, wow, I'm in my 40s and I've had sex with plenty of people. I'm like, it's kind of cool that I'm still discovering new moves that I didn't know existed.
I'm totally gonna agree with you. I feel like we're at an age where it's like some things aren't even like creepy anymore. It's like, oh, a new move.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't bother me. I never. So I'm gonna act it out and describe it more in the Patreon because it gets a little graphic for me to let you know how that position happened.
Can't wait. Oh yeah, and I already wrote this on Twitter, but I was like in Greensboro, so I did go out for some bevs. No, I got there a day early, so I did go out to I went to downtown Greensboro just to like watch football on Thursday. And I will say this, like every man in the place looked like Craig T. Nelson. Because are there a lot of do we have a lot of subscribers to our podcast that were big fans of Coach?
I used to love Coach.
Why am I not surprised?